the different type of Christians, by the way, they are how will I put it, cultural Christians, people who just grew up and the Christians. And they're authentic Christians. They are Christians who really are like Christ.
Yes.
And then they are religious Christians.
Yes.
And they are spiritual Christians.
Yes.
You know. So in the religious Christians, if you sing and you sing, "Oh Jesus, I love you," so you're worshiping.
Yes.
So if it's logic, this is logic.
Yes.
We use your own words to give you the logic. If you want to use experience, this is experience. If you want to use vocability, this is how it works, and you can see it. So, okay. So, okay, now that you know, why don't you apologize?
One more week, one more episode. Welcome to the Professionals Network podcast. This is a podcast where we bring you professionals from all spheres of life. Today is no exception. I have a good friend of mine. He's going to talk to you about what he does, what he's doing, what he plans to do in the future. Mr. Bright Gain, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, man. Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, and thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you more. I appreciate you more.
Thank you.
Tell me, what brings you to South Africa?
Okay, so I came 3 days ago thereabout to South Africa to mix an album.
Yes.
Of a project that involves both Nigerian and South African.
Wonderful.
So I started a label with my partner called Aphrodisi Music Limited. My partner is in New York.
Yes.
And the first artist who wanted to get was a super band, to create a super band. And it was meant to be a Pan-African super band. So we're starting it as a quartet. But right now, we have 3 Nigerians and 1 South Africa that makes up the super band. So when we wanted to do the recording, my choice place to record actually is South Africa because of their experience in the field of recording, tracking, mixing, mastering. But there was a big challenge with the visa processes. So,
tell me more.
You said?
Tell me more about it.
Okay, so I don't know what's really happening with the consulate in South Africa. You apply, not the South African consulate in Nigeria.
Yes.
You apply and you may not get any news or information for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months.
Oh, yes.
So what we did was, let's, time is going, so let's get the South African guy to Nigeria. It's easy. 2 days, you're already.
So you struggle with the red tape?
Yeah. So, we got the South African guy to come to Nigeria. We did the recording, but I was bent on doing the mixing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just had to find my way anyhow to get the visa to come.
Yes.
So
you brought him to Lagos?
Yeah, of course. Brought him to Lagos.
Were you guys having fun? Why was I not invited, man?
Maybe now we invite you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about music, you're talking jazz.
Yeah.
You know? You're not talking about piano. You're talking jazz. Let's talk about jazz now.
Okay. I mean, really, at this point in time, everything is not jazz, man, including amapiano and the rest.
Yes.
So when we speak about jazz, we just look at the idea that you're able to get into conversation.
Yes.
Using the words you know.
Yes.
So like building anything with the materials you have. So whatever name they give to the materials doesn't really define what you do with the material. So we could do jazz in amapiano.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we could do amapiano in jazz as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Now, talking about jazz, I know you play the bass guitar.
Yeah.
Do you still do that, by the way?
Oh, yes, to death.
To death.
Yeah.
I like the expression to death.
It's to death do us apart.
Yeah. What brought you to the bass guitar?
Okay, that's really an interesting question. So it's a little memory involved, yeah. I was forced to learn music in church when I was a teenager. So it was guitar I went to.
Oh, yes.
Now, on the first day of the training, they brought a guitar and it's the middle C.
Yes.
So they showed me you bat 2 string with this, put this here, then you strike.
Yes.
Then I tried to do that. I struck the string and nothing sounded, It was like, "Brr." And the teacher said, "Man, you don't have brain for music, and they chased me away. So I went to piano, they said it was complete, went to drum, was complete, went to bass class, they said everybody was complete. So I was the only one denied from learning.
Yes.
But I didn't give up. I just went away from the class, but went outside and stayed by the window to just observe. So since bass was the last class I went to, so it was sort of, my focus was just on that class where they're teaching the bass.
Wonderful.
So that's how I came into bass.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
There's
So a bit self-taught and...
There's an interview that I saw where you say jazz chose you.
Oh, I'm sure that's an interview with Channels TV.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it chose me, and I still stand with that statement. You just see something and you gravitate towards it.
Yes.
So it's not as if you plan to.
Yes.
So it resonates with me.
Yeah.
Any form of jazz, it doesn't have to be straight ahead.
Yes.
Well, like there was a time, I think I did the theater show with some South Africans in Pretoria.
Yes.
And then this lady was, in Yoruba language, they'll say it's Oriki. Oriki, like when you're pre-singing. It's like a chant, but you're hailing someone and all those stuff. That sounds jazz to me,
Yes.
So it's intriguing to me what the human being can do dynamically.
Yes.
So that's the attraction for me to jazz. So jazz shows me. So.
I like the fact that you're able to collaborate with South Africans. So you want jazz to go beyond the territories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's how jazz is supposed to be, if you think about it.
Jazz doesn't care about ethnicism, racism.
Yes.
It's music of the free, by the free, and for the free.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. It's like democracy. Better than democracy,
it's
actually.
Like democracy, indeed.
Yeah.
You know what struck me? I mean, I've been looking at your repertoire, right? You've been in this industry for more than 30 years, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see too many albums from you. Why is that?
Okay, so how many albums? I have like 7 albums right now.
Yeah.
But most of them were not online. They were just sort of restricted.
Yes.
Within Nigeria.
Yes.
But with the advent of internet and the DSPs.
Yes.
So I've started bringing them out one after the other.
Yes.
Yeah. Then also, before now, it was difficult to get a global distribution for your music.
Yes.
Yeah. But with all the distro kits and the rest, then it's easier now. So you get to see a lot of works.
Wonderful.
Even old works that I've done.
Yeah.
Some works I didn't release them. Some, in fact, there was one particular one I did. I printed just 10 CDs. And I sold the 10 CDs and I didn't do it again. I just wanted to do that.
You know what I'm looking for? Because the last time I listened to it was like 4 or 5 years ago. The one about Jesus. What album is it?
In the Name of Jesus.
In the Name of Jesus, man. In the Name of Jesus. Yeah. Tell me more about it.
I think In the Name of Jesus was really like 13 years ago or 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So it
must have been 2013 or thereabouts, right?
Yeah. 2013, that would be 10 years.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think it's more than 10 years. Anyway, so a year to that time, my nephew came from our town to stay with me in Lagos. Then on this particular day, early morning, my wife woke him up to help prepare something, so she was getting ready to go to work. And after some time, he said, "Okay, don't worry, you can go and sleep and I'll continue." Then when my wife was about to go, I said, "Okay, before you leave, we'll have to do our morning devotion."
Yes.
So I called everyone but my nephew did not come out. His name is Japhet.
Yes.
So I sent my children to go and call him from his room. They didn't come back.
Yes.
So I now went to the room. I said, Japhet, they've been calling you, come, let's pray.
What's up?
So he was looking at me like he was smiling, sleeping.
Yes.
So I said, stand up, let's go. So I touched him.
Yes.
And he just rolled like that. So he was dead.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like stiff death, you know.
Yes.
And I was afraid. Afraid of what my family would say. We'll send somebody to stay with you and he died in your house, you know.
Yeah.
So the only thing I know to do is to pray.
Yeah.
So we started praying. To not bore you with all the stories, God brought him back to life.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've read the story several times. I know you were worried about them accusing you of witchcraft or something
Yeah,
of that sort.
maybe using it to do money rituals and other stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how, in the name of Jesus, Japhet come back to life and came back to life. With it, many witnesses, a lot of people in our compound, then people were coming out, but they couldn't access our house because then I was staying 2 stories up, but the door was locked downstairs.
Yes.
So that was what inspired me writing that particular tune, the title track tune, in the name of Jesus. Yeah.
I love the backstory to it.
Yeah.
How's Japhet doing, by the way, now?
Oh, Japhet is fine. Japhet became a special advisor to the governor of my state, Delta State.
Japhet is a big guy, eh?
Yeah, it's really gone far himself.
Yes.
So every time I see him, I say, hope you're testifying of what God did for you. Because it's the greatest miracle, and that's what makes Christianity. There's a resurrection.
Yes.
Yeah. So that album is talking about the resurrection, really. So I'm not afraid to die. If I die, I know I'll be resurrected.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I recall that you did say that you are religious, but not that intensely religious.
Well, I am pure religious. I'm not just religious. So there's religion and pure religion is different. Religion is people who subscribe to something but don't live it. Yeah, pure religion is you subscribe to God's way and you follow it. Yeah, so I'm spiritual.
Yes. So now I think we've spoken about Japhet. I want us to speak about people who follow in your footsteps. I think your second born is into music.
Yeah. He's a trap musician.
Oh, remarkable.
He plays trap music.
Yeah. Is he the only member of the family who follows in your footsteps?
In terms of professionally, yes. But otherwise, everybody in the family plays an instrument and sing.
Yes.
Yeah, my wife is a singer.
Oh, wonderful.
But she's an accountant as well.
Yeah. But I didn't see her in any of your bands. Does she sing for you?
Yeah, there's some of my old music. Her voice was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now
So
tell me.
the senior one plays bass.
Yes.
The senior one is a bass player. The last one, I played some clarinet, some saxophone.
Yes.
Or this more into entrepreneurship.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I want you to give me your aspirations, your view of what you want to see with jazz music in Africa.
Okay. My honest aspiration for the music, the art form, because it's a very beautiful art form, is to see that Africans are doing what is their own. Jazz is actually African music. I mean, I've gone to a lot of places, spoken with a lot of older American legends. I remember when I went to Midwest Clinic in Chicago, I met Nduglu Chandler. And once you realized,
Interesting.
yeah, you're from Nigeria.
Yes.
Oh man, you just come observe my workshop. I'm going to be teaching the rhythms from West Africa, because the back rhythm, the background rhythm for swing jazz is actually the Yoruba 12/8 rhythm. Yeah, that's swinging thoughts.
Yes. Come on.
Yeah, so it's our music.
Yeah.
And it's a music of all humans. And because it's dynamic, it helps us to tell our story in a deeper way, So my dream is to advocate for jazz music and also educate people in jazz music. That's why I started an academy under NGO, Society for the Performance.
I want us to talk about that.
Yeah, so Span Academy of Jazz and Contemporary Music.
Yes.
So that's what we've been doing. I've been on it now for about 13 years.
Yeah. Where is it based?
It's in Lagos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So teaching people jazz music and beyond the music, helping them to become better human beings, leaders who are able to make decisions, who are able to react to changes. Because jazz is about change, actually. That's why they call it chord changes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So to be able to react dynamically to make the right decision on the spur of the moment. And
life skills. Generally.
Yeah, life skills. So like bricolage, using whatever you have at hand to create what you have to create.
Yes.
So that was one of my aspirations for it as jazz music. And the other persona is to be able to express all the music I have to express before I die. And there's so much, so I have to do a lot of recording. I may not be able to record all my tunes, by the way, so what I figured out was to put them in a book form. So I have 3 tune books. Brigade Tune Book 1, Tune Book 2, Tune Book 3, so that the ones I'm not able to record, they are in written form.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so generations after I can perhaps look at them and get blessed by them.
So you don't only do it for yourself, but you do it for posterity.
Yes, for posterity.
Yes.
I'm passing through this earth just once. So
yes.
I have to die empty.
I like the phrase, you're passing through this.
Yeah, through this earth. Just once. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So
I wonder though, what would you say to the notion that jazz is a dying genre? Because we started off this discussion by referencing Amapiano and what have you.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who say, listen, jazz is a genre of the past. Now people are talking about, you spoke about trap for a second.
Yeah.
People are talking about hip hop and all that.
Well, what I have to say to that is many obituaries have been organized for jazz music. Over 70 years.
Yeah. Obituaries, but no funerals.
Yeah. So they will keep organizing obituary for jazz music, and it's still there,
But what makes it resistant to death? What makes it immortal? I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Because the music is just like the human spirit. People in Somalia, Sudan right now, I think they are fighting. People will still survive. The human spirit wants to survive. So as long as the human being is alive, jazz music will be there because it's a music that is born out of survival, Yeah.
Now, I'm going to do something, and I've got to warn you. It's very hard. It's very hard because I want you to choose one particular song that you've composed, because you're a prolific composer.
Thank you.
One song that comes to mind, So amongst your children, you've got to choose one of them.
That's very difficult. Yeah, that's difficult. Not like my favorites. All my tunes are my favorite, but if you just say I should choose one, I'll just think of Zuvara Kanaka.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes. And I'll tell you the reason why. And this is the jazz spirit. It does not say, no, this has to be the style from my side. This is how people do things. It's open, it's liberal.
Yes.
It embraces everything for the common good of all. Yes. So I remember I wrote that tune. I was staying with George at Marisha, and so we were going to Braamfontein. I was just hearing the sound, and I was getting
You're moved, man. As you're supposed to be. Yes.
So, and Case was the engineer that day. So I said, Case, what's the word for lovely day?
Yes.
He says Zuvara Kanaka. Okay,
nice.
yeah, so yeah, it's a lovely day. Hey, Zuvara Kanaka. Hey, Zuvara Kanaka. So you hear the Southern African feel and you hear the Western African high life.
Yes. Yes. The West African thing is unmistakable. I've got to tell
it's
you
there.
this.
So it's an amalgamation, and that's really what I really love to do. To mix things up, connect and mix them up.
You're talking about an amalgamation of all sorts of things. I wonder though who your inspiration is. So how did you start this? I mean, who do you look up to?
So I grew up in a town where the music was very dynamic and was local. And the word local means that it's cultural music,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
And then when I got introduced into Western instruments, as I said, and Western music ideologies,
Yes.
I started trying to mix things up. So I have multiple. Once you play music, I just look up to you to learn what you have. But then I have some mentors, close mentors, far mentors.
Yes.
So I'll just give the names. The first one for his genius and his improvisation, his storytelling.
Yes.
None of you will know him. It's Chief Omokomoko Osukpa.
I've heard you speak about him.
Yeah.
I've heard you speak about him.
In fact, I taught his style of music at the Twana University of Technology once. I was teaching the music student. I introduced them to the opera music. It was a genius. This guy can improvise. And every melodic improvisation is with words.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, so it's not just tones. So he's speaking, it's telling stories, it's giving history and all the stuff. Then, of course, I like Chick Corea.
Yes.
Oh, I love Chick Corea. Yes. That was creative. Then David Friesen, it's an American jazz bass player, who is my close mentor. I've brought him to Nigeria twice. Right. I love a Bianco.
Yes.
So every good
it feels
jazz
like you're biased towards people who can tell stories, you know? That's your interest.
Yes, I grew up around old people. Yeah, and you know, the older people are custodian of
oral
culture and history. Yeah,
oral traditions.
So yeah, I listen to them, and I used to play draft with very old people when I was small.
Yeah.
So I like that. People must know their history in order to know where they're going to. You know, you're already lost when you don't know your history.
Do you think we know enough about our history as Africans?
I think the history of Africa that is taught is from the perspective of Western ideology. Yeah, so I think a lot of things are lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, including technology. You know, they say Africa is a dark continent. I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah.
And you ask me, how do I know so? In medicine, somebody was having ears problem. So
Yes.
he went home to his father. He went to visit, and so he was complaining, "Oh, my ears are paining me." He said, "Why didn't you tell me?"
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Okay, I'm coming." So he went into the bush and came back with some leaves, mixed them together, created a paste with it, and said, "Okay, keep open your ears, bend his ear." Then poured it in and gave him slap. And after 2 minutes, it was gone.
Healed.
Yeah.
Completely healed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of value in the indigenous
The knowledge of the herbs.
Yes.
Yeah. They do. So in Nigeria, you still have some old people who have that knowledge, but unfortunately it's dying.
Yes.
You know. Yes. So I'm saying that the history that we're taught in school about Africa is really not a complete history. It's history from the eyes of the West.
Yes.
I was listening to Nduduso today. He performed yesterday at a park in New York.
Yes.
So he was saying the people were writing about African music. What do people write about African music? They are white people. How did they come to their conclusion of African music? They traveled to a place, stayed 2 weeks, and they wrote about African music.
Crazy.
You have no idea what you're writing about. So it's much more to us Africans than what is clearly out there.
You know what I like about your view of music and your view of the world generally. You understand that music is interconnected with the rest of life.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not some isolated discipline.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's connected
it's who
to
we
everything.
are.
Yeah. It's connected to everything.
Yeah.
It's vibration.
Yeah. It's vibration.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, really.
So, and we are made of vibration, really.
Yes, especially Africans. I mean, yeah. So what are you planning? What are you cooking?
So, like I said,
we want to know.
Yeah,
we want to know.
So the super group I started is called Afro 4.
Afro 4.
Yeah. So right now we're cooking an 11-track album. And what we did was to take a song from Southern Africa, take songs from Western Africa, take songs from...
So you want it to be transcontinental?
Yes, yeah. So we have Malaika in our own different arrangement, which I really think is interesting. And of course, we crossed all the genres. So you find Amapiano in it. So it's the band is a jazz-influenced African groove music band. So we're hoping to release it. We're actually going to be releasing some track on the 23rd of September, which is just like 26 days from now, thereabout. Yeah. And we'll get to sign other artists apart from this super band in our label. We're going to be signing artists from different regions in Africa.
Yes.
So, and right now, African music is gaining traction globally.
Yes.
So we also want to ride on that.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Before they will try to kill it, we'll first of all go and take take our share and establish something that is really long lasting.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the African musicians really don't have support. Yeah. So we want to
don't have support from who?
From the African government. But then, what was the government? See the people. So for us, we're taking the responsibility of creating that platform to help, not to milk. Yeah. So as a labor exec, the contracts we're giving, we're sharing everything. We're sharing the proceeds apart from the cost. We take care of the cost, but we share the proceeds in a very fair manner.
Yes.
Yeah. And every of the artists that was signing on also have share in the catalogs in perpetuity. Yeah. So that
you get to own your own intellectual property.
Yes, that's what we're doing. It's really fair thing. So we're not hawks. They're just trying to prey on the artist, which I find everywhere in the world that the labels prey on the artist.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're bringing it different.
But why is it? Why is it though? Is it reality or is it perception? Because I do know, in my line of work, you've got a lot of artists complaining that they are literally starving.
Yeah.
Very popular people, but for some reason, money doesn't go to their pockets. What is it about the industry that makes it so prone to cannibalism, if I may call it?
Well, I think in a sense it's fallen human nature. Human nature that is falling, a fallen state, where people prey on each other as against caring for each other, and then you have the capitalist ideology, where it's about profit, just taking as much as you can take from someone else. instead of, I think the Ubuntu is like togetherness, right?
Yes.
So the Ubuntu should be up to both economy as well and finance as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of artists in general, in their, should I say, natural state, they care more about the music than the business.
Yes.
So most of them don't read contracts properly, and they don't consult.
I have quite a few who come, and I'm like, please make sure that you understand the contract. They're like, no.
Yeah.
I'm leaving it to the lawyer.
Yeah. So they just want to play.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the world right now, as it's presently constituted, by the time you finish playing, you come back hungry. So you have to take care of business, which means the artist needs to know about the music business, needs to understand entertainment law. It doesn't have to go and study entertainment law,
precisely,
but just have the book. So I remember when I was in Johannesburg, I was trying to get my music. I've done on the record, and I just wanted to license it for distribution.
Yes.
And one particular label gave me a contract. And I read the contract. From my little knowledge of entertainment law, I find it to be a ripoff. So
exploitative.
It's very, very exploitative, Because I have my masters. I spent money doing it. Then I sent it to a lawyer back home.
So the masters are kept with you?
No, because I spent the money. Yes. I just wanted them to distribute.
Oh, yes.
So I contacted the lawyer back home in Nigeria, and the lawyer looked at it and called me back to say, there are certain clauses there that seems to be like a trap, but I'm not an entertainment lawyer. Try and look for an entertainment lawyer in South Africa to also look at this because of some of the regional clauses that are there. So I got a friend that was teaching basis. So we did like trade by barter. His brother is an entertainment lawyer.
Nice.
So I teach you bass for free. So I told the label, I said, you know what, I have a little challenge with this contract.
Yes.
Can I get my lawyer to draft another one that is fair to her? I said, yes. So I got the lawyer to draft another one and took it to the label, and the label said, no, we're not interested in that. I said, okay, I'm not interested, that's why. Because I'm not going to sell my right. I'm not going to lose my right. I want to die, and my children can say, okay, that's my father's rights, that's our property, So my advice to the artists, both South Africa, Nigeria, Africa in general, they should take the extra effort to read about entertainment law. They should pay attention to what the legislators are doing when it comes to intellectual property.
Yes.
And they should have lawyers, but not just blindly,
Yes.
So when the lawyer says something, they can read. It's not just the music only.
Yeah.
It's the business aspect of the music, very important. Otherwise, they get into frustration. Yeah. During the COVID, a lot of musicians were frustrated.
I remember the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
But their music was still playing.
Yes.
The radios were still playing it.
Yes.
And that was supposed to be money.
Yes.
They play your music, it's supposed to end, no matter how small the fragment of it is, So,
speaking of COVID, how did you cope through that difficult time?
Well, for me, because I had a monthly paying job teaching music, though it affected us, we had to have salary cuts.
Yes.
But otherwise, it was challenging to a lot of people because the economy shut down.
Yeah.
And trade and commerce wasn't happening much. Nobody was even thinking of renting a musician to come and do something anyway.
Music was the last thing on
people's mind. People just want to eat. In Nigeria, because in Nigeria things can get over exaggerated at the initial stage. So a lot of people were spending money. Oh, this COVID is dangerous. You need to take vitamin C. So we're just gulping vitamin C.
And I know a lot of people were hoarding stuff in their houses.
Oh God, vitamin C became gold, and everybody was looking, you have vitamin C? Oh no, it's finished. Oh no. Can you help me get? It was just a crazy stuff. But I belong to a spiritual community as Christians where the church just opened the account of the church and started buying food and sending to everyone. I was far away from the church, so they sent my family money every week.
Wonderful.
To support us as well. So we're not alone. And God was very faithful to us because it was during that time too I started building my own house without money.
Nice.
So God was just doing it anyhow I wanted to do it, and
Yes.
I moved to my house.
Wonderful.
So there was no money, but God was taking care of everything.
But something good came out of it.
Yeah.
Your house is done now.
So we live by faith. Yeah, I've been staying in my house now for about 2 years.
Yes.
So it's by faith. We live by faith.
So you say you teach on the side, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't know what you do on the side. Maybe you teach and you do music on the side.
Well, all of them are on the side. All of them are on the front. So yeah, I teach music.
Yeah.
As an institution, in an institution, I also teach private lessons and other stuff. I've not been performing much, so I'm about to get back into the performance space.
You could be a musician, right? You play your instruments and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I wonder though whether you enjoy the pedagogy of it, the teaching of it.
Oh, I love it.
Really?
Oh, God, I love it. And I think the teacher is the most important in a society.
That's the foundation, is it not? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a pity, by the way, that teachers are not as well respected as they were, at least in my side of the world, as they were in the past.
Well, I don't know, in Nigeria as well it was. Teachers are fully underappreciated, and you can see the effect of it in society.
Yes.
The younger people that are coming out now are not properly taught. Yes. They are not taught ethics. Even the knowledge is not. They are not being taught because the teacher is not happy. Then he can't teach.
Yes. Yes.
Because the teacher is the philosopher. It's the one that guides society.
Teaching gives birth to all these other professions.
Yes. So I love teaching.
Yes.
I love passing the idea. I love annexing the creative abilities of the students.
Yes.
I love peering into their imaginations and also picking things from them that also benefit me. So I subscribe to the philosophical thought of, I think it was Abraham Maslow, I'm not sure now. Yes. He said, he that teaches by student will be taught.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So I love it. I love teaching as I love performance and making music.
So where do you teach and what do you teach?
So, like I said, I founded the Span Academy of Jazz and Contemporary Music under Society for the Performing Arts in Nigeria. So I teach music, teach composition, teach jazz improvisation. And of course, I teach the bass in a creative and methodical way,
You know, a lot of people find bass intimidating. It's an intimidating instrument. I don't know if it's a sound that comes from it or
is it a double bass?
I don't know. Like all sorts of bass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it all depends on the perception of the people. Of course, bass is bold.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And punchy.
It hits you at the gut, does it not?
So then the personality of the player comes into play. So the personality can be subtle. It can be brash. It's a beautiful instrument. I won't trade it for any other instrument.
You won't?
I won't trade
Not even
it.
a trumpet, saxophone, whatever?
Bass is like... You can bend it to be anything you want it to be.
Yes.
You can use it to communicate anything you want to communicate.
Yes. No, that's true. That's very true. No. Now, there might potentially be youngsters who are watching you, right? I want you to sit them down right here. Sit them down.
Yeah.
And inspire them, right? These are people who are looking up to you. What can you tell them?
So I will give them a first general advice. Don't be in a hurry. Be patient and learn properly. One of the dangers that I've seen young people fall into is to pick half knowledge and start running with it. Half knowledge and ignorance is almost the same thing. It's as dangerous as ignorance. you want to learn something and learn it well. Learn it properly. There's a proper way to learn. So, and to learn properly, you need to submit to a teacher who will teach you. The younger people, unfortunately, as I see right now, is, with the exception of very few, they are, how will I say, they are into self-adulation, if I should use that word. So they just play something looking like, I'm the best in the world, I can do things. And it's very dangerous, because it's learning, it's about knowledge. It's not about show.
I see.
Knowledge is unveiling something about you which you don't know.
That's
and
profound.
Which you must know.
That's profound.
Yeah. So you need to learn it properly. You need to get the proper knowledge. And the most dangerous one now I even see is younger people are teaching younger people. So ignorance is teaching ignorance. So they should get teachers who are experienced.
You can't teach if you've not been taught.
No, you can't.
Right? They say in the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is a king.
Even right now, both the king is blind. So they should be patient and learn and be humble, And also this is a very realistic thing. It's not about I'm better than you, you're better than me. That's actually, if I use the word, that's bullshit.
We connected.
Yeah.
There is no one who's better, no one who's worse.
No. You just have to get into the threshold.
We're on a journey together.
Yeah. You just need to get into the threshold of mastery. Then all the capacity that God has put in you as a human being, they begin to find expression. Knowledge helps them to find expression, because knowledge gives wings to imagination. So they need to be patient and learn, and be humble about learning.
Yeah.
I'll give you an experience. In some of my workshops, there was a particular workshop. One of the students was arguing with the teacher. It was a serious argument. I actually love it for the student to make a fool of him or herself. Then when I come in with a superior knowledge just to correct them.
Yes.
He was arguing because he thought he knew. So there's an African proverb.
Yes.
Say the young people think the old people are fools. Yes. The old people know the young people are fools. So the difference is that one knows, the other one think.
The difference is in the knowledge. In the
knowing, yeah. So this one is thinking, but this one knows.
Yes.
So when the one that is thinking is talking, the one that knows that this is foolishness, just expressing his or herself, you know. So this guy was arguing something that he has no knowledge of. So I allowed him 30 minutes was arguing.
Yes.
And I came in. I said, okay, let's logically look at it. If you want to take it from a logical point of view.
So this is you intervening now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if it's logic, this is logic.
Yes.
We use your own words to give you the logic. If you want to use experience, this is experience. If you want to use vocability, this is how it works. And you can see it. So, okay. So, okay, now that you know, why don't you apologize? And of course, it's not difficult for him to apologize because some are the younger, the more, how will I put it, arrogance that they can get. So, no, but you have to apologize. It doesn't take anything away from you. It's okay, I'm sorry. So next time, don't be quick.
Don't be quick.
Yeah. And it's a rule I teach my students. Once you've said, I'm going to learn from you, from this person, then go empty. Don't go full. If you go there being filled up, they can't give you anything. No, you have to go empty. And I do that as well because I'm also a student. I go everywhere. I go to places where I know I'm better than them. I go to places where I know they're better than me.
Yes.
I go to places where I know we're in the same level just to learn, because to me, learning is 360.
Yes.
From the weak you learn, from the strong you learn.
Yes, indeed.
From those within your range you learn as well. So you just keep an open mind. And every training I go for, when they ask me a question, can you play very well? I say no. In fact, one particular was very interesting. It was the Jimmy Eversod Summer Jazz Club in Kentucky. They asked me, can you play jazz? I said no.
Man, you setting them up. Why is that?
No, I was actually answering honestly. Yeah. So when they asked me the question, I want to answer them in their own perspective. Because when they say, can you play jazz? It's from their perspective, but I don't know their perspective.
I see.
Yeah. If I said yes, I'm presuming to know that their question is coming from my own perspective. But their question is from their own perspective. So I need to know what their perspective is before I can say yes.
So that paradigm shift is very important.
Yeah. So I said no. So, okay. They were a bit disturbed. And they did the written test. I was placed in the advanced class and all those stuff. So they said, okay, can you read this sheet? Can you read the chord changes? I looked at it. Okay, that's C minor 7 flat 5 to G to F dominant 7 to F altered and other stuff. Said, okay. I said, yeah, I can read it. But can you walk the bass? I was okay, it's just the line that goes quarter note and other stuff. Of course, I was trying to underplay.
Yes.
And I was doing that for another purpose as well.
What is that?
The person who wants to teach you, if he feels that you know like him, then he will shut down. Yeah. Because the teacher wants to express his knowledge, teaching people like those people don't know.
The teacher wants to impart the knowledge.
So if you now come like you're really huge. So then they put me in a combo class, and as much as I tried to underplay, the tone gave me away.
It just came out.
So I played the note dome, and it feels like they looked at me. So the news went around the campus. That Nigerian guy that say cannot play jazz, man, is intimidating.
He's showing
everyone.
us flames.
So, but then I was able to learn a lot, because my learning is not just you're directly teaching me. I'm observing how you're teaching the other student. So I'm not just learning to come play. I'm learning to teach by observing how the teacher is teaching me and is teaching the rest of the students. So I take them back home and process them, add them into my performance teaching arsenal. Yeah.
You know, they say you're a teacher, but there are some who say you're a philosopher. I know you're a motivational speaker. But
well, I'll call myself a Christocentric thinker. I think of everything from the perspective of Christ. Yeah. So that's my worldview. When I play, the image in my head is Christ. Yeah, it's divinity. So,
divinity.
Yeah.
That's a big word.
Yeah, it is.
And you take it that seriously, yeah?
Extremely. I can die for it. Yeah. That's the essence. John Contreras says something, say, all the musician has to do is to get connected to his source. And my source is Christ, so he's the creator. So I connect to my creator and everything emerges from there. I'm not the creator. It's a privilege that the creator gave me creative abilities. So when I'm creating, I'm subjective to the creator who creates through me. So it's a tough journey, because in a fallen world where people brag about what they do, then that sense of wanting to brag comes, I know a lot of time I can do it. You just want to show, but this thing is far beyond showing. This is even far beyond the aesthetics and the enjoyment. It's something deeper. It's something really, really, really spiritual. It's about an interaction with the creator. So it's a human divine relationship, and that is fully expressed in Christ.
I like that. So you're saying it's about spirituality. It's about more than performing.
Yeah, it's more than performance. It's worship.
It's worship.
Yeah. As a Christian, there's the different type of Christians. By the way, they are how will I put it, cultural Christians, people who just grew up and they're Christians. Then there's the authentic Christians. They are Christians who really are like Christ.
Yes.
And then there are religious Christians.
Yes.
and they're spiritual Christians.
Yes.
You know. So in the religious Christians, if you sing and you sing, "Oh Jesus, I love you," so you're worshiping.
Yes.
To the religious Christian,
Yes. Yes.
so what's this guy
That's
doing?
a beautiful note there.
Yeah. But to the authentic Christian who's with Christ, everything, there's nothing you do outside of the purview of Christ. Everything. So all my music is worship to my Creator because it's by His energy that I can create and perform. The choices of notes, the choices of the rhythm, the choices of the phrases and everything is being energized from spirit within. You know? So if there's something that always happens to me. If I go somewhere and people who know me say, "Man, you could play a lot today,"
Yes.
then I won't be able to play a lot. Yeah, because I cannot play to show off. I must download. It must flow.
It must flow.
Yeah, so if there's any stain in the thoughts,
Yes.
it affects the flow, like the spring, you know.
Is this regardless of wherever you are? Because I know you're a keen traveler. You play all over the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, that's another thing I love traveling.
Yeah. I want us to talk about that. Let's segue nicely into traveling. Why is it that you're such a passionate traveler?
I'm very curious. Yeah. Curiosity have put me into trouble before, but then...
What do they say about it? It's killing the cat?
Yeah, but at least the cat knew something. Yeah, I like traveling. I like seeing different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I personally hate ignorance. So if they say Japanese people are like this,
Yes.
I like to go there.
To experience it firsthand.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we're sitting here now and I hear sound of gun,
Yes.
I want to go to where the sound is coming from to see. You know, I mean, it could be dangerous, but then it's just I just want to experience things. So I like traveling. I like going to places.
I see. Now we come into killer questions. What we call killer questions.
Okay. I hope I can answer them.
Now, who are the three most important people that you want to meet? Right? Dead or alive?
Well, I only have one person I want to meet dead, and that's Christ. Yeah.
I knew you would say that.
Oh yeah, that's my man. That's my God. That's my everything. You know. Then alive.
Yeah.
I honestly don't have any person like that.
Yeah.
I must meet this person.
Yes.
I see everyone. Yeah, so everybody
I like the expression, I see everyone.
Yeah, I see everyone. I came here, I was seeing you for the first time. I'm at home. Of course, I know George very well. I recognized him when I came in, you know. So there's sort of no discrimination for me. Yeah. If at all I have to say preferred people, then my wife, my 3 sons. But otherwise, after that, every other person is okay with me. And see you. And when I see you, it appears into your soul. And I relate with you based on the level of your spiritual consciousness.
Yes. Now, I see that family is important to you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I see
God,
that.
family, the rest.
In that order.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wife and kids are watching back home. Say something to them. You're in South Africa today.
Yeah, they know I love them too much. I can do anything for them. Yeah, I can do anything to protect them. That's for sure. Because it's my spiritual view as I read from scripture. The children, I'm a steward God entrusted them to me. So from small, I was always telling my children, I'm not your true father. Your true father is God. I'm just a steward.
That's what you tell them?
Oh, yeah, I taught them that. So when we have difficulties, it's time for school fees. That is school fees. I say, go and meet your father. So they go and pray. Dear Father, please provide for our father too. And that has worked for them. So they've developed their faith as well.
Yes.
So family is very important. And it's I think I should even speak to family people.
Yes.
It is disservice to any nation and to any community for the family unit to be broken down. It's a disservice. Divorce, this one, no father, no mother present. It's a disservice.
Yeah.
Family is so very important. And why is it so important? In the book of Malachi, I say, the wife and the husband were created for a purpose, godly seed, to raise godly seed. Yes. It is the family that determines how righteous the nation will be. If the family is broken down, everything will fall down apart.
Yeah.
And that's what you see in America today. Unfortunately, you see it in South Africa, and it's heavily now in Nigeria.
Yeah. I mean, there's a concrete reality, as you're saying. There's a concrete reality to that, because in South Africa, for one, during apartheid, there was a migratory labor system where men would be taken from villages to come work in the cities. But the government didn't provide accommodation to women. So men would be alone here. And, all sorts of social ills, because they would be away from their families. All sorts of social ills arose from that.
Yeah. So no father figure.
No father figure. Yeah. So literally, almost everybody, at least in my generation, grew up without fathers.
That's not good at all. So I believe in the family unit big time. And my boys, 21, 19, 18.
Big boys, I'm sure. When
I was coming on this trip, and by the way, Josh will know this, while I was in South Africa, I was traveling every 30 days.
Every 30 days?
Yeah. It's a must. And the reason is simple. I must train my children. I must give them direction. I must put them in the right path. I must train them in the moral character of the soul. I must channel them in the right way. So now one is just finished from the university. The culture of respect is there. So my wife is with 3 grown-ups, and they follow that family tradition of respect. If they go out, we must know where they're going to, and they must come back at a certain time.
There's a curfew.
Yeah. It's not like curfew is common sense.
It's common sense.
Yeah.
They say common sense is not common to everybody.
Unfortunately. It's common sense. You are not alone in this world, therefore you are responsible to someone.
Yeah.
I'm responsible to my family. They know I'm here.
Yes.
And by the time I'm true, they will know I'm true. So they can say, Daddy is in this place at this time. My wife can say, my husband is here at this time. When they grow up, get married, they will also transfer this. Then I teach them, you can't do this. Society gets better when you help. Like one of the things I tell my children, I say, don't live a selfish life. A self-centered person is a narrow-minded person. Doesn't see, doesn't have an holistic view of things.
Yes.
But when you're generous, you know that your existence is not just for yourself, but for a lot of people. So that's why it's God, family, the rest.
I'll tell you what, I have no doubt that you are a philosopher. I have no doubt. You call yourself a musician, but I maintain you are a philosopher, man.
Christocentric thinking.
So, where do people find you? Are you on social media?
Oh, yes, I'm on Facebook, Bright Gain. Instagram, The Read Bright Gain. TikTok, Bright Gain the first. Bright Gain 1.
On TikTok?
Yeah. Bright Gain on YouTube. So I'm going to be putting a lot of things now.
Yes.
Now it's I have to try try to get over this. I don't know how to advertise myself. I can advertise other people.
Yeah,
I've
noticed because your socials are rather empty.
Yeah,
I was hoping that you'd post quite a lot, but you're not doing
so I
that.
have to, for business purposes.
Getting
people to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't like being noticed as a person. So
is it a contradiction though? Is it a contradiction that you're a musician? Musicians by their nature are supposed to be a bit in your face, you know? But if I'm looking at your personality, you're a bit you could even say shy.
Yeah,
for lack of a proper word.
Yeah, sort of. I'm actually shy. Yeah. Okay, so I don't want to think musicians are like the ones that want to be noticed. I think it's the showbiz people, whether they are musicians or actors or comedians and other stuff. So once you're into showbiz, it's about show. Yes. But I wouldn't want to use the word authentic musician. A real authentic musician, in my opinion and view, is the one that is almost like cut off from this earth, you know. Not necessarily cut off from reality, but cut off from this earth because it's having more interaction with there than here. But then economy is involved, you know, so you have to put the balance into it. So that's the things I'm trying to do right now. So put that balance. Not to be fake.
Yeah.
I don't like fake life, you know.
You don't like fake life?
Nah, I don't like fake life.
You want to keep it real?
It's real. It's real. No pretenses. If I don't have a car, I trek.
Yeah.
There's no shame in trekking.
Yes.
Why should someone say I'm a star, I can't trek? Why are you? You are not different from any other person.
Yes.
You are just the same like any other person.
Exactly.
There's nothing that makes you more special.
Yeah.
Nobody's more special.
And that tends to get a lot of so-called celebrities into trouble because they want to keep up appearances.
I don't even like that word celebrity. What does that mean?
Yes.
What does it even mean, celebrity? Okay, we'll celebrate you for what?
Yes.
For your talent. You're not the only talented person. Millions are more talented than you anyway. Or you are in the spotlight. Yeah. So what? What is life that you can't have freedom to move around? That isn't life. Should be able to move anyway. Should be like the people. So Jesus Christ was with the people. Was moving everywhere. So why should I create such a bogus image of myself that I can't have simple things as just stroll down? In Lagos, I trek anywhere I want to go to. I mean, people know my name. Most don't know me anyway. So that's even... I like that. Wonderful. But should I be so known, I will still be the same person. Then, won't you be afraid of your security? Why? Why should I be afraid? I'm not harming any person, so.
Yeah. Now, you say your wife is a musician.
She's a singer, songwriter, and accountant.
Yes. Are we seeing some collaboration in the near future?
Yeah, we've done some in some of my albums. You'll see her voice there, and also in the near future we're going to do something that will project her more. She actually wants to do music fully.
Oh, she does.
Yeah. So, but life is about sacrifice.
Yes.
Yeah. And when children are involved, the woman sacrifices more. Yeah. So definitely. She has done that, and I really appreciate her for that.
Much respect to her.
Yeah, much respect. To raise 3 children back to back. And once the children start coming, the woman has to, the next 18 years has to be dedicated to that, Also, we'll do collaborations together. And we teach together because she teaches songwriting as well.
I see.
Yeah.
You're talking about the next 18 years or so, but that's fairly far. Let's talk about what do you see for yourself in the next 5 years or so?
In 5 years' time, I will be the most important person in African music business.
Say it again.
In the next 5 years, I will be the most important figure in African music business.
Man.
Yeah.
I like the confidence. I mean, it's coming from your belly.
I know it.
Oh, man.
I'm serious.
In the next 5 years.
Yes, I'll be the most important figure in African music business.
On that note, PNP, Professionals Network Podcast. You've got to believe in yourself. Thanks to my good friend, Bright Gain, for gracing us with his presence. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Say something to them.
Yeah, it's you. You're already on the right path of greatness. I want to see this become a network show that is viewed everywhere in the world, which is extremely possible. Things like this. I mean, within 2-3 months, that can be achieved.
Professionals Network Podcast. We like what we do and we do what we like. Thank you. Please subscribe. Subscribe.